Hi there, this is Rocky Ellinger. I'm one of the instructors for eAcademy, and I wanted to talk a little bit about H5P, which is a Web 2.0 tool that Melissa Dietrich actually found a little bit ago, and it's something we've been experimenting with in CDI, and it could be useful as you begin planning what kind of engaging content you can have in your course. So you can set up a free account, link it to your Google or link it to whatever. I'm going to log in since I already have an account. Essentially, this tool allows you to create HTML content, which I know sounds pretty fancy, but basically it's creating content that you can put into a web page or into the HTML editor in the content section of D2L. And it's an interactive item that you can put in there. It's going to create a new content item. You would be able to give this item a title, so maybe it's going to be a vocab activity, and then decide what are the content types that would be most useful for this. And there are a lot of really cool options, and they're building to this each time. It used to be pretty user-friendly, but it's getting really clear now. So for example, if I wanted to use mark the words, I can click on this to find more details, and I see the description and the person who made it, and I can look at a demo of what that would look like. So here's what it would look like. Click the various types of berries mentioned in the text below. Students would then be clicking on, and let's say I picked a wrong answer as well. Students are able to get a score. Now this score doesn't go anywhere. This is not a graded assignment. You would do that with a quiz or some type of other activity. This is just a way to have some informal practice and very engaging practice inside of your content. So as a student, I would say, oh, I just realized, that was the wrong answer. Maybe I want to try again. It's just a way to practice. Now, when you have one created that you want to use, it might look tricky, but what you'll be doing is grabbing the embed code, copying this embed code, and pasting it into D2L. One thing I have noticed, and so I'll bring that up, is that a lot of times the width is too wide for D2L. So I would recommend probably narrowing this down to 600 or 800. So I'll just do 600, and then I'm going to copy this embed code. So then if I am in one of my content pages and I go to edit the HTML, or if I'm creating it for the first time, whatever's convenient, I would be able to insert that embedded item here into the content. Well, really anywhere into the content. I would use insert stuff, and I would choose the embed code. Alright, I can double check that it did switch to 600. I don't know what a lot of this other gobbledygook means, but at least I know that it's the right width. I'll hit next. I will allow it, and I would hit insert. So now this activity is in this page. So if I were to update this, and as students are looking at it, they'll see this box in their content, and they'll be able to use it, and they can see how they're doing as a quick review. Now, this is just one type. I'm going to show you a couple of the other types, not in detail, but just showing you what you could possibly use. So you can start brainstorming what would be a good way to add some interactive engagement. This counts in that student to content interaction box of your module plans. So if you're feeling a little bit light on that part, this is a great way to add engagement. So another activity you can put in is the audio recorder. And that allows students to record, replay for themselves, and download for themselves audio, which can be really helpful. Now that audio does not automatically go to you as the instructor. Students can choose to download it. They can choose to just play it back. It can be just, like I said, an informal activity. If we look at the demo, count to 5 in French is the prompt. Students would be able to hit record. They would be able to count to 5 in French, which I can't do because I don't know any French at all. They could pause, they can continue. When they're finished, they can listen to it played back, retry, download the file, any of those things. So this can be a great way to have an easy way for students to record audio. So if you do have maybe a language class or something like that, you can have them record audio, download it, and then submit it in the Dropbox or email it to you or whatever you want them to do. Just an easy way for them to be able to record it. Accordion is just a way of essentially presenting the content. It's not truly interactive in that students aren't practicing anything, and it's probably not as relevant to what you guys are doing in your courses. But if we see an example, it means that it'll show kind of these headings that students can expand into more information. I don't really use this video chat since we have video chat with Zoom, Adobe Connect, and Google Hangouts, so I haven't been using that one. Arithmetic quiz, we can make so many of those right in D2L that I haven't used that one too much either, but again, you can use that option. This audio, where you upload an audio recording, is not as necessary because honestly D2L does that actually pretty easily. You can upload an audio recording without any trouble, so there's no point in using a separate service for that. We got charts, collages, columns, course presentations, dialogue cards. You can do drag the words, which is like a drag and drop. We've talked a little bit about drag and drop in the textbook. Fill in the blanks, find the hotspot, flashcards. So I'll show you with the hotspot one. That one's kind of interesting. What you can do is upload an image and then have it so that students need to identify parts of an image. So in my mind, I immediately think of like maybe for a science class, looking at, anatomy and physiology. That's the first thing that comes into mind, that you could say, where is this part of the body, or which one of these is the nucleus of the cell or something. So in this case, students would be able to click on it. Nope, not the BlackBerry. They would be able to retry, and actually it is the cherry. Image hotspots are a lot like thing links, and if you haven't heard about thing links before, they're pretty nifty, but they're getting to be very not so user-friendly, thing link that is, and very limited in terms of what you can do for free. So I actually like this more than thing link now. It allows you to have an image and then essentially create these hotspots that will expand either into text-based information or a video. Pretty much any kind of content that you want to expand from certain parts. So this can be great for maps, it can be great for charts, it can be great for diagrams or pictures that would be able to have sort of parts that have more information. So that's something to check out. We still got more and more options. Other items that I think would be useful: memory game is fun for just practicing vocabulary. Multiple choice and single choice set is just a great way for students to self-check, like, oh, did I understand what was going on? Yeah, okay, good. And just more and more options. So these are things that you can use. And when you go in to use them, so let's say that I wanted to use mark the words, I just follow the directions of how to do this. And then once I have finished that, I would hit save. And here's my result. I can check it out myself, trying it. And when I'm happy with it, that's when I go back to that embed code I mentioned. And don't forget, you want to sort of shrink down that width in order for it to fit appropriately. And that's a quick introduction to using H5P. It's a really cool tool. It can be a little intimidating at first because it does use HTML, but as you saw, I don't actually have to understand HTML in order to be able to use it effectively. Feel free to reach out to your mentor if you have any questions or want to experiment with this more. Have a great day.